Happy New Year, Happy New Year. 2025 is literally around the corner, and I'm just dozing up. Just woke up from my sleep. Yep, and I just wanted to, I don't know, to say hi to myself, adrenaline via YouTube. I was thinking about it, and I was like, why is there so many self-conflicting like tendency within us, within our psyche as human beings, man? Like just sitting here, right? I can just get up and just stop playing. I have so many outlets. I can start playing my guitar, or I can start learning how to play piano, because I've been wanting to do that for a while. Or I can just, learn a new language. I can do a lot within my own, comfort zone, within my my four corners, of my room. I can just start learning, dabbling in something, a new territory, a new phase of learning, a new path to growing. But then I choose to sit here and yap, and there's nothing wrong with it because it renders it yields. I believe it yields like benefit, like reflectiveness, meaning clarity in mind, being able to understand yourself and your motive. I believe like being able to understand your motive as an individual is so enlightened and so illuminative, illuminative. Because in my sense, right, in my opinion, right, we are all being we are all being driven by so many stuff. I'm being driven by so many stuff that I am so oblivious to. But then it's like it's still at work. It's still a play. Like my motive may not be so clear to me. My intention may not be so obvious to me. But then it's still a play. It's still working for me and against me each day. Like I may delude myself into thinking that everything is great. I may delude myself into thinking that this direction I'm taking, or this opportunity, or this individual that I am opting to risk my life with, or to be with, is all great. But then I don't even think, even if you don't know deep within yourself, because you are so detached from your sense of your sense of communication with yourself, or your sense of your signal, your body signal, your soul signal, your mind signal, you're so deflected from that, you're so detached from that. I think it still doesn't help you. It still doesn't help you as an individual, because it's still a play. No matter how far you try to, like rid yourself from yourself, or you try to like distract yourself from yourself, it's still gonna be a play. So I think it's still gonna it's still gonna orient your life. It's still gonna dictate your life. If you're not cognizant on where you're headed, you're not cognizant on your choices, you're not decisive on what you say, especially as a as a as a free person in America, right? You're not decisive. You're not really cognizant of who you are as an individual, and then you just feel like you just want to distinct yourself from yourself. All that stuff, all that stuff. You may not be clear-minded on it, but it's still gonna be a play in your day-to-day activities, your day-to-day routine in your life. It's still gonna be a play. Sorry. So that's why sitting here right now, conflicting about my tendency as an individual, as a as a commoner, as an average human being, sitting here thinking about there's so many multitude of ways my life can really my life can really take right now, right? But me as an individual, I choose to sit because that's my comfort zone. There's so many reasons why I'm sitting here talking on through like making this video. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with this. I've been doing this for this habitual. I've been doing this for God knows how long. So I'm used to it. I'm used to just sitting down and scrolling through my feed through via so many platform, being so many people. It's like an agenda. It's like a schedule, and like it's like this is my job. Wake up, scroll through all my feed, and then not be satisfied, but then be kind of like socially aware about what's going on in the world. But then because it's habitual and I've been doing it for a while, it just it's I don't even have it. Like I do have an option, but then it's like it take it take a lot for me to get up from my bed immediately, and unless I'm working, even when I'm working, it still take a while. But then there's like a motive, so I gotta get up to go to work because it's an incentive getting paid. Um, so I'm not working today, so just sitting here is incredible, and just indulging in this thoughts in this mind is incredible too because this is what I like to do. But yeah, going back to it, it's just incredible. And so conflicting tendency as an individual is just really sad. And also it's also very enlightening because you can take so many different directions in life. But I choose to be in my own comfort zone because um, it just, I don't know the deeper reason because I'm not I haven't placed myself in a uncharted territory. I'm in my own comfort zone, and I just know how everything's gonna play along. I know how everything's gonna move about. So it's not really intimidating at all, you know. But I think taking challenges and taking risks is really should be appreciated as an individual, should be appreciated as a good trait, Um, but learning new stuff, to utilizing different sector of your brain, not being overly indulgent because you're already being overly the word is overly indulgent already, you know, and being partially indulgent or just learning how to not be immersed in this 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 this, this distractiveness, this cycle of distraction, just allowing yourself to just be reflective sometimes and just know yourself, being able to know the part of you that is that is that is being shown to you because there's so many attributes to you as an individual and not and I cannot encapsulate you as an individual. I cannot say, oh, you are this person. That's it. Because we grow and we evolve as an individual. And there is part of me that I have not even striking yet. There's part of me that I haven't even like been. It's like so dormant that I don't even know. Someone may see my potential and be like, yo, I can see this working out for you if you take this route. I don't know that. I don't see that in me, within myself. And that's certain part of myself where I see within myself where people are not receptive of that. They don't see that within me. And so it's always conflicting. Like, who am I? You are the person within that four corner, within that four, within your home. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but within your home, right? You are that person within your home where you just let your thoughts ride by and just you are more, bro. You just I don't know. It's very hard to really articulate. But you are more than I don't know. You are more than words. You are more than word. You are spirit. You are like more than a word. You are more than word. You more than what? You more than what word can describe. And I think that's what isn't that's what makes I don't know. That's what makes sense. So yeah, being clear on who you are as an individual, knowing your motive as an individual. So just be honest with yourself, bro. Sometimes it's just we delude ourselves and whatever, and then sometimes we find people to like to kind of like trick and delude too. Like, and like you gotta know your tactic, you gotta know your motive. Even though and actually manipulative individual. You're a naturally conniving individual, and then you know that it takes a lot. It takes a lot from you to really be cognizant on your behaviors. Then you gotta be 10,000 more honest with yourself, because that is crazy. Because you are doing this, but you're not even aware that you were doing this, or like you just just put yourself in a very in a through a rose colored glasses. You have just put yourself in a place where you are so immersed in your life. You are so indulged in your life that you believe that is just dangerous in my opinion. And I just feel like that's where like journaling through different mode. Like it can be like a YouTube journaling, it can be like through writing, it can be like just yapping. But you gotta do something so you can be reflective, and you can be more like conscious of who you are, because we're very sensitive beings, bro. Like, I'm sorry, but we're sensitive. No matter how hard we try to like mask it and feel like I don't cry, I don't feel my emotions, never in my life, bro. You're sensitive, because a lot of stuff affect us as individuals that we're not even aware of. Like, I may be on a train and some crazy stuff happens, and then my whole mood changes, and I'm not even aware that that was the root of it. You know, I think my mood changed because I don't know, I don't know what happened, but I'm just going through my own phases. You know, there's so many different reasons to stuff, and kind of like we all kind of like affect each other. You know, I affect myself and I affect other people, and being conscious of that, being kind of like conscious of myself, being conscious of my choices, being able to be very decisive and very clear on who I am, because I am more, you know, I am, I'm not inexpressible because I'm talking right now, but I'm not saying this in a populist way. I'm just saying it in a very objective way. It's very hard to understand this psyche of a human being, because it's so polarized first of all, and it's so conflicted. We all are good, but we all also have a very bad attribute within all of us, right? We all want to do good, but then sometimes we see ourselves acting like douche, you know, see ourselves acting like really cruel towards our own people, towards anyone, you know. I feel like we all want a better world in this world, but we all contaminate this world too, you know. I think that there's always going to be this sense of like polarities within us as individuals. And I think that just being conscious of you as an individual, and you being a cardinal individual, being like just an individual that is like on the deeper side of you, on the deeper side of you know good, but you are good. You know, you are no good, but you are good as an individual, and it's really really cool, because I'm not better than you. You know, so when I look through the lens of like looking at my life, and I see all this self-conflicted, polarizing ideology within myself, and how I'm driven by all these thoughts, all these deeper narrative, I start to see life through a lens of just appreciating and being, because it's hard to be perfect. It's hard to see life to be perfect, you know. I see people, I can grant grace because I'm not God, you know. But I can just not judge. I just can just see life. Because until you've been through something, until you live another person's life, it's hard to understand the inner works. It's hard to understand the deeper root of the psyche of an individual, of just one person. It's hard to understand of just one person. Imagine billions of people, bro. Imagine billions of people. Like we are being driven by on on tap, on like we're on tap stuff. I'm being driven by stuff that I'm not even aware of. I don't even know what happened. I'm still being driven by it. I'm like, this is too much for me. I need to clock out. You know what I mean? If you need to clock out, so you start doing stuff that is gonna distract you from yourself, because it's like it's too much sometimes. It's too much for your mind. It's too much for your conscious self. It's too much for your ID. I think that's the word. ID. I don't know also. But it's too much for that mask. And I don't think having a mask. We all have a mask. I don't think having a mask is a bad thing. I don't. No, 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 no. I think it's such an irrelevant, essential part about being a human being is having a mask. Having a mask so you can deal with this world of so much. This world of, I don't even know what to say. That so you can deal with this world because it's already hard. Being yourself. And that's something I want to touch on. I'll touch on one of my next videos. Being yourself, yeah, like I'll touch on my next video. It's already hard being yourself as an individual. Imagine, not having a mask as an individual. Then we all be like unfiltered. We don't want that. On the internet, everyone is unfiltered. That's great for them. Great, 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 great. But in the real world, you cannot be unfiltered. You cannot succeed in this mirage being unfiltered, because it's gonna bounce back to you. Yeah, it's gonna bounce back to you. So that's why I already say being knowing yourself, having a master, being able to master who you are as an individual. Part that is being shown to you, because you live and you die. Think about it. You live and then you die. Like, that is so depth. There's so many depth in that. Like, you live this life and then a minute later you are called to die. And it just, people find this to be a game, but I don't think this life is a game. This is a real immersive, real life. This is a real life, and it's not a game. I don't find it to be a simulation at all. I find it to be a real immersive life. And you live and then you die, but then you as an individual, you are so packed with, you are so depth, you have so much depth as an individual. There's no individual in this world who is soulless. I choose not to believe that. We all have so much depth within us, even though we choose not to really tap into that. We are so depthful. What's another word of depth? I don't know. I keep saying depth, but we so resonating. And we have so much resonance within us as an individual. Like, everything echoes. You are so soulful as an individual that you can't just think that this character that you have just concluded that this is who I am, and society have also deemed as this is who you are. It's it. That's not it. There's so much to you. It's actually scary. The depth of who you are is so resonating. It's so resounding. And I'm not saying this in a motivational way. I'm saying this in a real factual way. It's so resounding as an individual that you try to find different means to gratify that. You try to find different means to gratify that depth of who you are. So you try to use what? Tell me, y'all. Tell me what you use to gratify yourself. People utilize through entertainment, through music, and it can be conducive. It can be really beneficial. It's not always bad, but we try to find ways to kind of like gratified and also like satisfied, kind of like entertain ourselves, so that we feel kind of like whole again. We feel kind of like complete again. In some sense, we try to find ways to feel complete, to feel sufficient, And I think because there's so many depths to us as an individual, there's so many fragments of us that make us like complete, and sometimes it's just very hard to find what satisfies you, especially if you don't really understand yourself. You don't really understand what drives you, the inner works within who you are, and the composition of who you are as an individual, because it's so intricate and so conflicting and so just incredible to even try to ruminate on it, right? But then it's like, wow, 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 wow. Yeah, yeah, that's what I think. I think just be honest with yourself. Yeah, if anyone can lie, because especially in America, like people try to like run up and just they're not real. American people are very emotional, socially socially reflective, cognizant people. So if they're telling you the truth, they try to like really embellish it in a very nice way. And I really truly appreciate that, because people are sensitive in general. I'm sensitive in general. I want someone to be blunt, but also someone to be very thoughtful of how they say stuff. Even though I'm gonna masculate, I don't care. I could care less if you do it with me. It still affect me, though. Trust me, it still affect me. So I feel like it's just because if everyone is gonna delude you into thinking that they're not consciously deluding you, like a lot of people are gonna like embellish, the way they speak to you, because that's how we are supposed to. That's how we told. That's how we are supposed to function in society, the real world. So I think if people are gonna like, not be blunt with you, because and given so, I don't want everyone to be blunt with me, but given so, I need to do myself the justice of being blunt with myself, of being not, even if I'm not being blunt with myself, I need to be honest with myself. I need to be honest in all my themes, in everything that I do. I need to find a way to be honest with myself, because then it makes me rooted in myself. It makes me grounded, and also I can also dream within my practicalities. I can also dream beyond my means, because I know that at the end of the day, it's still a dream. And if I choose to be deluded by it, I know that it's through my own delusion. It's through my own delusion. I'm gonna end it right there.